And listen, let me say this. It's no disrespect whatsoever to the Pacers. I think Rick Carlisle is a hell of a coach. Tyrese Haliburton has been balling. Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner is one of the most underrated players in the league that we don't talk about enough. But the Knicks did take the Pacers to 7 games last year. Jalen Brunson was injured. Josh Hart, abdominal strain. OG Anunoby, hamstring. And then now all of those guys are healthy. You add Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, and guess what? You got home court advantage. Home court advantage matters in this postseason. Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking. The Knicks had a tough place to play in, especially after that Game 6 performance that they put on. Look, kudos, shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They did an outstanding job. Obviously, they knocked off the Cleveland Cavaliers, but the difference between the Cavs and the Knicks, the Cavs are soft. The Knicks are some dogs. And when you talk about big body Brunson, you talk about OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, those guys out there, those Rough Riders, and the way Tibbs is coaching, the Knicks are winning this series in 5. So I know that probably didn't answer the question that was put on that's across the topic board, but I had to get that off my chest.
That's a long-ass answer just to say you didn't answer the question. Let's get that out the way right now. I mean, you didn't have to add that last part where you said, I know I didn't answer the question. At least you could have answered the question. You're going to take that long.
You said I'm allowed to give
Go ahead, but you should have answered the question, though. How you going to say you didn't answer the question after that long-ass answer? Yeah. That's all I'm trying to say. The bottom line is this, y'all. Bottom line is this. You're being very disrespectful to the Indiana Pacers. Very disrespectful. I mean, Rick Carlisle is a champion. As much as we love Tibbs, Tibbs hasn't even coached in the finals as a head coach, okay? Rick Carlisle's a champion. So that's very disrespectful. That's number one. Number two, Miles Turner, Tyrese Haliburton, Nesmith, Nembhard, and these brothers, they can ball now. Mathurin, all right, Siakam, I even bring him up. They can ball now. Now, I know that Karl Anthony's averaging over 30 on 57% shooting against these brothers in the 3 games that they played. I know that the New York Knicks have scored over 120 points in each of those games. But what we're leaving out is that they had to. Indiana can score on anybody. I got the Knicks winning this series too. But I am not going to disrespect the Indiana Pacers by saying, oh, Knicks in 5, okay? I know my man OG Juan and the rest of the crew out there all tripping, talk about Knicks in 5, Knicks in 5. I'm not getting beside myself like that. I got the Knicks winning this series, but I think this series right here has 7 games written all over it. It might be in 6. New York Knicks, I can see the New York Knicks going to Indiana and winning a game 6, but I certainly am going to give the Indiana Pacers more than 1 game in this series. I would not disrespect them like that. I cannot.
Well, you didn't answer the question either, Hotshot. The question was, who, I mean, my God. You get
Look alive. Look alive. Okay.
Pay attention. I know it's 6:30 in the morning and you've had your egg sandwich. But be on top of it.
Where's your tea with milk and honey?
Ford can lose game 1. Pacers or Knicks? Give me an answer.
Thank you, Mad Dog.
The Knicks. The Knicks.
Okay. All right. We agree.
Hey,
and I'm with them too.
Big Body Perk.
Knicks in 7.
What's your answer?
Perk. Hello?
Which team can at least afford a game?
You're going to read the damn question. You're going to read the damn question. He did that on purpose, Molly. He did that on purpose, man. Come on, man.
I mean, I would say the Pacers. I would say the Pacers.
Because?
Oh?
The games on the first 2 games at Madison Square Garden. I think that they can afford to lose game 1. They just want to go back to Indiana 1-1. You understand? I think they can afford to lose it. But I will give you this.
You know what? I think
have the edge because you did say that last night.
I think we need to go to commercial break. Everyone needs to just regroup, get a little caffeine,
we good.
And we'll revisit in about 4 minutes.
Good.
No, Perk, you need caffeine.
What's wrong, Molly?
You need it. You need it.
Wow.
Been playing some great basketball. Okay, Julius Randle. Randle's got it cooking right now.
We didn't panic, obviously, in the struggles in the first half. Once we knew that we stuck with it, they would eventually fall, and they did.
You think you're in the game, and then all of a sudden, it's blowout city. The Thunder with their largest lead of the game. Caruso, three-pointer. Bang!
That's a 7, not first to 1, and we know that. A lot more work to do.
All right, it was a barrage of a second half last night for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And as we mentioned at the top of the hour, Anthony Edwards was contained, or at least he was pushed away his average shot distance last night. You're seeing it there. That number, 25.8 feet, is by over 2 feet, the longest he has averaged in any game in his NBA career, regular season or playoffs. And we've talked about it this morning. That is a testament to the Oklahoma City defense. They're great. That's not going to change. OKC missed a lot of, Minnesota missed a lot of good looks. Maybe that will change. But Big Perk, I'm going to ask it pretty as directly as I can here. How much of this was on Anthony Edwards, and what does he need to do? Is it on Ant-Man? I mean, we spent all day yesterday talking about, is he about to become the face of the league? Is it on Ant-Man to carry his team to a road win tomorrow night?
Absolutely. And look, they don't need him to be Anthony Edwards. They need him to be Ant-Man. And I've applauded Anthony Edwards throughout this postseason for his growth of making guys around him better. But in this series right here, especially on the road against Oklahoma City, he's going to have to average 30-plus. He's going to have one of those, few of those special moments in this series. And I'm not talking about career high in assists. I'm talking about 40 and 50 pieces. Think about over the past 2 seasons, the home losses that the Oklahoma City Thunder has had. Think about the performances that the other players has had. You had Luka. He damn near averaged a 30-point triple-double last season. And then all of a sudden, the one home loss they had this season, Jokic went for 42. That's the type of moments or type of games Anthony Edwards is going to have in this series in order for them to even stand a chance.
Yeah, Coach, I mean, he's 23 years old. But to whom much is given, much is expected. What do they need from Anthony Edwards to win Game 2?
I mean, you want your star to be a star. You want him to be aggressive, but you don't want him to be hurried. I think him playing a little more quickly before defense gets set, finding those gaps. But then you got to trust yourself and you got to trust your teammates, right? He works his tail off on his game. We know that. So when he's got shots, he's got to take them with confidence. But he's got to trust his teammates as well. He's got guys that he's played with that have made big shots for him all season long. So when guys are wide open, he's still got to get them the basketball, and hopefully that loosens up the defense.
And make the right basketball play is what we hear all the time. But I feel like what I'm hearing from Perk is if they're going to win this game, if he's going to be Ant-Man, maybe he needs to force it a little more.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You want to play the game until you get to the fourth quarter, make sure you're in the game in the fourth quarter, and then he's got to put it on his shoulders because that's what the great ones do.
How about it, Windman? You're there last night. You've seen it all year long. He's going up against the presumptive MVP in SGA and the best defense in the NBA by a wide margin. What's on Ant-Man's shoulders going to Game 2?
Yeah, well, very clearly the way the Thunder are defending him, they want him to pass and they don't want him to drive. And so he should try to lean into that, especially if the Thunder play small. The Thunder played small a big chunk of the second half. There were periods out there where Alex Caruso was effectively playing center.